our last class, we discussed the reaction of acids with carbonates, metal, metal, hydrogen carbonates, and reaction of our acids with metals. And we discussed about olfactory indicators. These topics we discussed. With the carbonates and with the bicarbonate, it forms salt, water, and carbon dioxide. And with the metals, it forms salt and liberates the hydrogen gas. And we discussed about the conformation test for the hydrogen as well as for carbon dioxide. With the lime water terms, lime water is nothing but a calcium hydroxide. The passing lime water into carbon dioxide, colorless gas, if it turns milky white, that colorless gas is identified as a carbon dioxide. All this we studied in our last class. Now comes to the new topic today, reaction of acids with metal oxides. Already you discussed what happens when a metal reacts with the acids. When a metal reacts with the acid, it forms, example, metal zinc reacts with the acid. It forms zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas is liberated. So what you understood here, when metal reacts with the acid, it forms salt and a gas. Now we are going to discuss what happens when a metal reacts with the metal, acid reacts with the metal oxide. Example, he gave in your textbook in the form of activity 6, reaction of acids with metal oxides. Take some small amount of copper oxide in a beaker and slowly add dilute hydrochloric acid and observe the changes in the solution. What do you observe in the above equation? So he is asking, take copper oxide. Copper symbol is Cu. When it reacts with oxygen, forms an oxide and reacts with acid. Copper is a metal or not? So metal oxide reacts with acid and forms cupric chloride plus water. Cupric chloride plus water. Is it balanced? No, we need to add 2 hydrogens, 2 chlorines. Okay. Now reaction of acid with metal oxides. When a metal oxide reacts with the acid, it forms cupric chloride, that is a salt plus water. Salt plus water. Already you discussed what is HCl. HCl is acidic in nature. When acid produces salt and water, when it reacts with a base. So definitely this cupric oxide which we took is a basic in nature, and copper oxide is a metallic oxide, but when it reacts with the acid, it is giving salt and water. It is equal to neutralization reaction. Acid gives rise to salt and water when it reacts with a base. Here we are using a metal oxide. Definitely the metal oxide will be in a basic in nature. So what we concluded, that is metallic oxides are in basic in nature. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Basic in nature. Sorry, not non-metal, metallic oxide. What is our aim? Reaction of acid with metallic oxides. He gave us to take a copper oxide and reacts with a acid. He asked us to write the equation also. Copper oxide, metal oxide plus hydrochloric acid gives salt and water. When it possible to give salt and water when acid reacts with a base. Here acid is reacting with the copper oxide. Definitely the copper oxide is in basic in nature, and copper is a metal. Metal reacts with oxygen, it is known as metallic oxides, and metallic oxides are basic in nature. So what you concluded from this? Metallic oxides are basic in nature. And here he asked one more question also. What happens when a non-metallic oxides reacts with base? Here example, carbon dioxide. Carbon is a non-metallic oxide. Reacts with a base. calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. Carbon dioxide plus calcium hydroxide gives rise to calcium carbonate plus calcium carbonate plus water. Is it balance or not? Once you check carbon, calcium, 2 hydrogens, 2 oxygens. Yes, it is a balance. 3 plus 1, 4. So what you concluded here? So when any metallic oxide reacts with a base, it forms salt and water. So when base produces salt and water, and it reacts with a acid. So here non-metallic oxide we can confirm that it is a acidic in nature. That's why it is producing a salt and water. So what you concluded from this activity? Metallic oxides are basic in nature and non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Once again, reaction of acid with metal oxides. Which metal oxide we took? Copper oxide plus HCl gives rise to cupric chloride plus water. Cupric chloride is nothing but a salt. Here acid is reacting with metal oxide and producing salt and water. Definitely this metallic oxide will be in a basic in nature. And next is asking, non-metallic oxide reacts with a base, it produces salt and water. What is the nature of non-metallic oxide? Definitely non-metallic oxide's nature is acidic. Here which non-metallic oxide we took? Carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is in which nature? Acidic in nature. Next. Move to next topic, Amma. What do acids have in common? Already we discussed that acids mainly it produces the H plus ions. For example, HCl. When it dissociates, it produces H plus and Cl minus ions. So not only the hydrochloric acid, any acid, it produces a H plus ions. So what you concluded from this? What do acids have in common? Acids have H plus ions in common. Most of the acids, or not most, almost all the acids will have H plus ions. When it dissociates, it produces H plus ion. What is meant by dissociates? Passing a current, it splits into H plus and Cl minus ions in the case of a hydrochloric acid. So what do acids have common? It has H plus ions. Is this H plus ions only responsible to produce the electricity or to glow the bulb? Based on this, a simple activity is given, and that most important activity described in the page number 40 in the form of activity 7. I am reading, just I will read. Prepare solutions of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. Connect two different colored electric wires to graphite rods separately in a 10 ml beaker as shown in the figure. Connect free ends of this wire to a 230 volts of AC plug and complete this circuit as shown in the figure by connecting a bulb to one of the wires. Now pour some dilute HCl in a beaker and switch on the current. What do you observe? So you are asking, take a beaker, insert two graphite rods which act as like a cathode and a anode. And these two rods are connected with a copper wire. And it is connected to 230 volts battery. Switch are a battery and it is connected to electric bulb. No need to repeat. I am not able to draw the bulb properly, so I am writing it is a bulb. When it is connected to a battery, inside the beaker it is filled with a solution which we do, that is a HCl. What are these? Graphite rods act as a anode and cathode. Graphite rods, and it is a battery. We are connecting wires. Now in this we are preparing 4 solutions. One is glucose. Next one is HCl. Third one is sulfuric acid. And fourth one is alcohol. Glucose, that is C6H12O6, and HCl, I wrote the formula, that is HCl, hydrochloric acid, and sulfuric acid, H2SO4, alcohol, C2H5OH, methyl alcohol. Any alcohol, ethyl or methyl you can take. C2H5OH. OH is a common in alcoholic group. This you are going to study in your 12th standard, 12th lesson, carbon and its compounds in 10th class. So what is the formula of glucose? C6H12O6, and hydrogen chloride, HCl, sulfuric acid, H2SO4, alcohol, C2H5OH. First we have to prepare these solutions. After preparing the solutions, is asking us to take a beaker and insert two graphite rods which act as a cathode and anode. And two graphite rods are connected with a connecting wire. Connecting wire nothing but it is a copper wire, and it is connected to a 230 volts battery, a bulb. This beaker is filled with any one of these solution. Here I am using HCl. It is filled with a HCl. When it is filled with HCl, you observe whether bulb glows or not. Definitely the bulb glows. Bulb glows, sorry, no? Bulb glows. Now replace the solution with glucose, sulfuric acid and alcohol. Only in the HCl, when it is filled with HCl, the bulb glows. This shows that HCl produces the ions. HCl produces ions. In sulfuric acid also it glows, but intensity is very less. So it produces the ions. Due to that ions, electricity is produced. Flow of ions only, it is said to be electric current. Due to that ions, due to presence of that ions, it is bulb is glowing. So from this activity what you concluded, ions are responsible to glow the bulb or to generate the electricity. Once again I am repeating, is asking only what do acids have a common. Acids have H plus ions. That ions, whether they are responsible to generate the or produce the or to glow the bulb. Yes, that ions only responsible to glow the bulb. For the simple activity is given, we have to prepare the four solutions: glucose solution, and the hydrochloric acid solution, sulfuric solution, and alcohol solution. Take a beaker and is filled with any one of these solution. Here I am using a HCl. Insert two graphite rods. One is inside two graphite rods which act as a cathode and an anode, and two graphite rods are connected to a connecting wires. Connecting wires are connected to 230 volts AC plug and a bulb. When current is passed, the bulb glows. It means this H plus is dissociating, HCl is dissociating to H plus and Cl minus ions. These H plus ions are responsible to glow the bulb. So mostly these acids are responsible to glow the bulb because it contains the H plus ion. Cleared about this? Four solutions: glucose, HCl, H2SO4 and alcohol. Here I am reading the observation. The positive ions present in HCl solution is H plus. This suggests that acids produce hydrogen ions in solution which are responsible for the acidic property. In glucose and alcohol solution, the bulb does not glow, indicating the absence of H plus ions. So this shows that our HCl is a acid, shows it is acidic in nature and produces a H plus ions, and that H plus ions are responsible to glow the bulb. Next, move to the another experiment. Do acids produce ions only in aqueous solution? Now we saw that in the last activity, H plus ions are responsible to glow the bulb. Does that H plus ions produces only in aqueous solution, or in a dry condition it gives a aqueous H plus ions? Or not? To test that, is taking NaCl in a beaker, and to that NaCl we need to add, what is NaCl? Sodium chloride, NaCl, salt. And to that we need to add sulfuric acid. Which acid, Amma? Sulfuric acid. What happens when a salt reacts with sulfuric acid? It forms HCl. HCl is nothing but a hydrochloric acid. And sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate. Formula of Na2SO4 is nothing but a sodium sulfate. Sulfate. Sodium sulfate. So once again, do acid produce ions only in aqueous solutions? Don't know. Let me check. Sodium chloride plus H2SO4. Take a beaker, 1 or 2 spoons of a sodium chloride. To that you add sulfuric acid H2SO4. What happens? The reaction goes between sodium chloride and sulfuric acid and forms HCl plus Na2SO4. What is HCl? Hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid. Now take this hydrochloric acid in a beaker, already it forms here, and it is tested with a blue litmus, dry blue litmus and a wet, dry and wet blue litmus. Blue litmus. What you observe here, when it is tested with a dry litmus, no change in a color. Blue dry litmus remains as it is blue. So by this you can say that HCl is not a acid. But in all activities we study that HCl is a acid. So we need to add a few drops of water on the litmus paper and dip in a beaker which contains hydrochloric acid. What you observe now, that blue color litmus paper changes into red. This indicates that now our HCl which we are using, it is nothing but a acid. So in dry condition it is not producing H plus ions. When our litmus paper is wet, it is producing H plus ions. And you need to follow some precautions and cautions while doing the experiment. It is described in the test book also. If our atmosphere is humid is nothing but consisting of water vapor. At that time, collect this hydrochloric acid and pass into a drying tube which contains of a calcium chloride, drying test tube is nothing but a which evaporates the water content in that, and it is consisting of a calcium chloride. So what you concluded from this experiment, in dry condition it is not producing H plus ions. When blue litmus is wetted, then only it is producing the H plus ion. What is our answer? Do acid produce ions only in aqueous solution? Yes. Aqueous is nothing but a water. Yes, acid produce ions only in aqueous solution. Once again, most important, sodium chloride. Take sodium chloride in a beaker, add a few drops of a sulfuric acid. The reaction goes between sodium chloride and sulfuric acid and it forms HCl and Na2SO4. What is Na2SO4? Sodium sulfate. Na2SO4 is nothing but a sodium sulfate. The HCl which is formed in this reaction is tested with a dry and wet litmus, blue litmus. In dry condition, blue litmus remains as it is, but when the condition changes into red. This indicates that only in aqueous solution it is producing the H plus ions. We discussed that H plus ions produced only in aqueous solution. I am showing here HCl dissociates into H plus and Cl minus ions. That H plus ions combines with water, reacts with water and forms H3O plus. That is nothing but a hydronium ion. It is nothing but a hydronium ion. So what we are discussing, what HCl dissociates, acid dissociates and produces H plus ions. That H plus ions reacts with water in aqueous solution is nothing but reacts with water and forms a hydronium ion. These hydronium ions are responsible to show whether it is acid or to glow the bulb. It is acid or to glow the bulb. Not only the acids produce H plus ions, bases also have a common in their common OH minus ions. OH minus ions. See here, already we discussed that do acid produces H plus ions only in aqueous solution? Yes, in aqueous solution only that HCl dissociates and forms H plus and Cl minus ion. This H plus ions combines with the water and forms H3O plus ions. That H3O plus ions are known as hydronium ions. Hydronium ions. So from this also we can say that H plus ions are produced only in aqueous solution. So they have, what do they have in common? H plus ions. And what the acid bases will have? They have common OH minus ions. OH minus ions. And when water is mixed with the acid or base, what happens? What happens? When water is mixed with the acid or base, what happens? For the simple activity is given. I am reading page number 42.
Auntie.
Activity 9. Take 10 ml of water in a test tube. Add few drops of a concentrated sulfuric acid. Take a test tube. In the test tube, a little bit quantity described it is as you wish. You can take 10 ml of water, and to that we need to add a concentrated sulfuric acid. Concentrated sulfuric acid. What is a concentrated? Pure form. Pure form is said to be a concentrated. If reduce its power, if it mixed with water, it is said to be a diluted. So concentrated sulfuric acid. What happens by adding 10 ml of water to 10 ml of water? We are adding a concentrated sulfuric acid. What happens when water is mixed with acid or a base? Now you stir it and touch the test tube. You feel little bit hot. It means heat is released. Heat is released. Such reactions are called as exothermic reactions. When heat is absorbed, it is called endothermic reactions. Heat is released. Enormous, a large amount of heat is released. Sometimes it may cause our beaker to break and it splashes out, and it causes burns on our body also. That's why it is not preferred to add acid to water. Acid to water or water to acid. Water is mixed with the acid. When we mix water with the acid, so what is the procedure? Slowly we need to add acid to water. Acid to water. So when we add slowly acid to water, little bit amount of heat only released. At that time also it is released. It is exothermic only, but it is not in an enormous heat. Only a little amount of heat. It may save our test tube and it does not harm our body. Here a warning sign is given. A picture is given. Activity 9, page number 42. You can see this warning sign. Once he asked in your 2 marks question. What happens when acid falls on our hand? It causes a burn. So this is a warning sign. In all the acid bottles will have this warning sign. So what you concluded from this? When water is mixed with acid, a huge amount of water. So it is not preferred to add acid to water to acid. We need to add acid to water. We should not add water to acid. We need to add acid to water. Slowly by adding acid to water, the amount of heat evolved will be the less. So it may save our body as well as our test tube or apparatus. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. Once again I am repeating that metallic oxides are in which nature? Basic in nature. And non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. And acid produces H plus ions only in aqueous solution, and these H plus ions independently never exist. Immediately reacts with the water. As it is aqueous solution, immediately reacts with the water and forms hydronium ion. H3O plus is nothing but a hydronium ion. If we see the hydronium ion also, we can conclude that they are nothing but a acid. So what do acids have in common? H plus ions are H3OH ions. They are known as a hydronium ions. And what are the bulk, and it consists only in acids, and acidic solutions only responsible to grow the bulk in the form of activity we discuss, and it produces H plus ions only in aqueous solution. That's why we tested with a wet litmus and a dry litmus. Now, and think and discuss questions are given in a page number 43. You need to give work to your brain. Why do HCl and HNO3? You know about HCl. HCl is nothing but hydrochloric acid. HNO3 is nitric acid. HNO3 is nitric acid. HNO nitric acid. HNO2 is nitrous. Why do HCl and HNO3 etc. show acidic characters in aqueous solutions, while solutions of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic characters? Already we discussed that H plus, HCl and HNO3, H2SO4, they are producing. Why they are acidic in nature? They are producing H plus ions. By seeing that H plus ions, we can say that they are acidic in nature. And alcohol and glucose, they are not producing H plus, not giving H plus ions, so they are not in an acidic character, acidic nature. While diluting second question I am reading. While diluting a acid, why it is recommended that the acid should be added to water and not water to the acid? We slowly, first we have to take a water. To that water, slowly we need to add a acid, but not water to acid. Why? Because it releases enormous amount of heat, and it may splash that beaker and cause burns on our body. So always it is recommended to add acid to water. Acid to water, that too slowly. If we are adding slowly, what happens? It reduces the amount of heat. Here it is also exothermic. What is exothermic reaction? If heat is liberated, then it is called as exothermic. If heat is absorbed, it is said to be endothermic. All these topics today we discussed. That is, metallic oxides are basic in nature, non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature, and acid produces only H plus ions in aqueous solution, and that H plus ions are not independently exist. It immediately reacts with water and forms hydronium ion. That is, H3O plus is known as hydronium ions, and it is recommended always we need to add acid to water. And two important activities also we discussed today, that is, ions are responsible to grow the bulk, and only that ions produces only in acidic solution. That's why H plus, HCl and HNO3 is known as acidic character. Why it is showing acidic character? As it is producing H plus ions, it is showing acidic characters. But glucose and alcohol, they are not giving H plus ions, so they are not acids. And that's all for today. We'll meet in next session. Till that, go through the textbook and read all the topic. Thank you.